I wore to
Yeah.
green today for you as I was picking out my clothing. My eye was drawn toward green, and I was thinking heart chakra, love. And then I thought, well, I guess it's the color of money too.
I love
Just wanted to
it.
share that with you. It's a
I love
funny piece
that.
of it. But yeah, so I'm trying to focus on the heart piece of the green more than
Yeah.
the physical money piece of the green.
But that's really what it is, right? Like when we really like
Mm,
kind of strip it down, like for a lot of us, why do we hoard our money? Why do we, overspend? There's this place of it coming from, like it
mhm.
comes from that love, right? It comes
Yeah.
from either wanting to be connected to someone, or just it is really, I think it is an extension of our hearts.
Yeah, definitely. My grandmother was a very spiritual person. She was
Yeah.
from Argentina, and she used to always quote, I think it was from Fiddler on the Roof, but she used to always say, it's like Barbara Streisand. It comes in, or money is like manure. It's meant to be spread around and it comes back to you. So that
Yeah.
was something really fun that I always think of. And my husband and I have been trying more recently to donate and spread it around and feel
Mhm.
that coming back toward us. So I love that mindset and that piece of it. And then also, sorry, I just thought for a minute.
Yeah, you're okay.
what what does it look like for you guys as you guys have become more mindful in wanting to travel and having less materials in your house? What has
Yeah.
that look like in your life?
Well, when you said crunchy mom, I'm like, just because we're crunchy moms doesn't mean that our children, as they get older,
Oh,
love the
yeah.
fact that we're crunchy moms. Like, my kid
Interesting.
totally riffs on me a lot about, she calls me, I don't know all the terms. You might have to school me on this, like a crunchy
Huh.
mom, a granola mom, a salad mom. Like, I
Oh,
don't know. This is all I'm learning. I would consider
love it.
myself more of a minimalist. My child is definitely not. And so you talk a lot about this,
Mhm.
through, your Instagram, of like allowing your children to be who they are. And
Yeah.
sometimes when our children aren't necessarily kind of model who we are, right? Like she probably
Mhm.
has way more clothes than I do. But I don't value having a huge wardrobe. That's just my belief though, and allowing her to have
Mhm.
her own.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've pared down. We basically, I don't even know if we sold much. We really just gave away everything that we had in Texas when we moved to Maui.
Wow.
And we're slowly kind of bringing things back. But one thing I do think that it makes you very aware of is how quickly it is to get something, and how it's a little bit, I don't want to say harder or difficult, but it takes a little bit more effort to get rid of
Mm.
something. Like, I mean, we had really nice furniture, and you would think that they would be coming out in droves to have it. And no one, I mean, Tempur-Pedic mattresses and like lovely, beautiful
Yeah.
couches. And
Yeah.
it sat in the
Yeah.
storage unit for like almost a year, until we just said, you know what, we're
Jeez.
just, from an energetic standpoint, we're just going to
Yep.
let it go. Like, nobody's asked for it. Nobody, so we'll just give it away. And
Wow.
so I do that process for us. Really, at least for my husband, he's like, wow, it's really easy to get something. That has changed his spending of like, what do I value? What do I want? And we've always kind of been big on travel and experiences over
Mhm.
things.
Yep.
But I think it's easy to just accumulate, right? Like, you've got Amazon, you have grandparents that want to give all the time, like
Yeah.
anytime, right? There's never a shortage of reasons to get something for your child. And so I just had to start saying, like, if one thing is going to come in, like one or two are going out, because it was almost,
Mm.
in her playroom was just this explosion, is what I would call it,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
and for me, like, and for all of us, right? Like, it takes so much to process, like our brains to process. Every time I walked in her playroom, I just was
Mhm.
overwhelmed because there was
Yeah.
just so much stuff.
Yeah.
And so we just started having conversations like, are you ready or willing to let this go, to let another little girl play with this,
Mhm.
and maybe at some point let something else come in. And so it kind of shifted more to like one thing coming in and five things going out kind of thing, because we just
Ooh.
had so much.
Yeah.
But and also not forcing her. Like when she wasn't ready to let go of
Mm-hmm.
certain things, I didn't force it. Because
Okay.
I do think that that can create some, like just how we grew up with like, I can't afford it,
Yeah.
then there are things that our children grow up. It's like my mom made me give away all the things. So,
Yeah.
and you can't like prevent everything, but like just being aware of like, okay, what would you like to let go of? Like, we haven't played with this in 6 months. Are you ready to let go? And so I think it's really helped to see like, what do we want to spend our money on, and what do we
Mm-hmm.
value, and what do we enjoy? And sometimes it's like you said, when you were talking about your daughter with going to the store, it's like sometimes we just purchase something because it was in the moment. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really something we really wanted, and now we have it, right?
Yeah.